the spiritual, cultural connection of growing food, and the scientific, natural collection of growing food. We merged this ike, this knowledge, and so for going forward, I know that we're carrying generations of knowledge.
Korean natural farming, it's a practice that doesn't harm the environment. It's a practice that keeps the farmer healthy and everyone around that farm healthy. It's how to heal the soil. It really is in alignment with the spirit of Aloha and Aloha ʻāina.
My name's Kaipo Kekona, born and raised here in Lahaina. We're here in Kuʻia, 12-acre educational farm site with the Hawaii Farmers Union. Been a part of this place and space for multiple generations and trying to maintain our responsibilities to the land and the community and the environment. One of the core values we have here that guide our practice and work is ika wā ma mua, ika wā ma hope. It's an old proverb of our people that speaks about the answers to our future lie in the past. Historically, Lahaina was referenced by foreign testimonies as well as natives of its great abundance. And so we look back to our past and find the systems that we knew that were successful and work to bring them into the fold of our fabric today. Some of the practices that was done here to produce food and resources for communities, as far as housing, medicine, everything was found in the food forest. Here on site, we typically like to do a lot of layering and composting, mulching down on our grounds and building up our soil. So we'll tend to feed with just what we harvest. We'll make our own fermentations, make a lot of different fertilizers there, and we apply that into our field systems. We do a lot of companion cropping, so we look for the plants that sustain each other and help feed each other off of their nutrients. Some fields of land will be disturbed as we constantly go through there and harvest and plant and harvest and plant. And as those rotations go through, we need to maintain a level of microbial activity that is undisturbed so that they can help and restore the disturbed lands that we go through and we harvest our food from. Cover cropping is another thing that people look to. Native plants here, they've shown to develop a lot more of a network under the ground with their cover crop. So they also compete with the weeds and push that out, but they're also developing a really strong microbe foundation in the ground. And that's what we found to be more successful for us. If we turn back to that olelo noʻeau of the land is the chief and the people are its servants, then the reflection would be if the land is healthy, it will reflect in its people. That's always the main focus of it all. The soil and the land is where we need to turn to so that we can provide the best for them. This is something that can be done and is being done and that it needs to be done.
Aloha, my name's Alika Atai. Here at our house in the Waihe'e Maui area is where our home base of natural farming is, where we make our solutions and amendments. We'll make calcium, calcium phosphate, lactic acid bacteria, and these are all solutions that are all important components in growing natural farmed foods. It starts with the health of the soil. Today I'm here on a new upcoming project in the middle of the Lahaina wildfire burn zone. It's scorched earth. The soil is no longer healthy soil. The vision for me is to complete planting out the syntropic layering of a food forest using the breadfruit tree as the main canopy tree. And then the second canopy tree we will use is the mango, bananas, and so on. A breadfruit tree can go 25 feet out, you know? So if we go 25 and 25, we're covering 50-foot radius. You put a 5 feet extension so that you're not touching other trees. So you're looking at 60 feet distance away. And so that's your canopy tree. I estimated that I should be able to fit about 15 breadfruit trees. On the concept of food security, should a natural disaster happen, we need to be planting 12 to 13 different breadfruit varieties. So no matter what week the natural disaster hits, we should have 2 or 3 trees always bearing fruit. We have to use this location, this green space, as the template for other locations to feed their subdivision, to feed their ahupua'a. When I was very young, my grandparents would always come to our house and I'd go and work on the farm with them. It wasn't until I was 40 that I realized and accepted that I guess I was the chosen one by them to receive the download of their generational information, their generational ike that they received. This knowledge was cultural Hawaiian practices. It wasn't until, some 18 years ago when I first met Master Cho from Korea. He was the leader of the Korean natural farming process and method. When I met him, it was the same information from my grandparents and Tutu, but his explanation came with a scientific understanding. And so for me, the light bulb turned on that two different sides of the world, two different generational information banks, it merged, yeah? The spiritual, cultural connection of growing food and the scientific, natural collection of growing food. And so we merged this ike, this knowledge. And so for going forward, I know that we're carrying generations of knowledge. And so we, just like that, was talking about a global networking of how to supply our natural farmers, not just on island locally, not just within the state of Hawaii, not just in the Pacific. Now we're talking global exchanging. And so very, very exciting to hear that a lot of interest from around the world is to focusing on how do we increase the production of natural farming.
Aloha mai kākou. My name is Kuipo Garrido. We're here in Moku Oʻahu in the ahupua'a of Kamana Nui on Mokupuni Oʻahu. We're here at Namea Kupuna Learning Center, which is our 6-acre wetland taro patch, where we focus on utilizing the lo'i as an educational living classroom. We've also hosted Korean natural farming workshops where we want to share our farming practice. My partner, Stephen Bolosan, and I have been working on this land for over 20-something years. He's the one that got to go to Korea and learn from Master Cho. Korean natural farming, it's a practice that doesn't harm the environment. It's a practice that keeps the farmer healthy and everyone around that farm healthy. It's how to heal the soil. It really is in alignment with the spirit of Aloha and Aloha ʻāina. As farmers, we say we farm microbes. So indigenous microorganisms is the main focus. The process of collecting IMO, we utilize rice and a lauhala box, and we put it underneath like a banana or a bamboo where we know the microbes are. That's IMO 1. We're propagating the IMO by utilizing brown sugar, so we use aerobic fermentation. The way we introduce the IMO back to the land is we simply just cast it right back into the lo'i, and then we'll spray a solution to stimulate the IMO to reawaken them and to help the kalo to thrive. Our inputs are specifically designed to feed the plant for whatever stage of nutrient growth it's in. So if we're gonna make for a keiki stage, we're going to pick a plant that grows really wild and really easy. We'll take that plant and we'll ferment it with brown sugar, and we'll strain it and take that liquid and spray it back onto the plant that is in the keiki stage. From this process, the plants are able to thrive because we're providing them with nutrient-dense inputs that come from the land that they're from. Korean natural farming is just the way to go because it's all natural and you farm from your heart and it connects you to the land.